opportunity, sir, to appreciate my mentor. He is one of us. He is nobody but Honorable Mr. Adewale Egberungbe, LSHA. He is my mentor. I remember vividly when I won the election in 2015. He was the first person I met then. When I got to him, I explained everything, said no problem. The first thing he did, he took his phone. He called our leader, Senator Bayo Oshinowo, right in my presence. Told him his brother just won the election, how he's going to help me. I spoke to him after this, Mr. Speaker, if you can remember, it is this Honorable Mr. Egberungbe that brought me to you. The first time I came to your house, we came together. Came to introduce me to you for the first time. And I remember then you told me one or two things, that this is what you want from me. And I also remember when I left your place, I went ahead. I did something else, which I didn't follow your instruction. I was like, what am I doing? I have to go back to this Honorable Mr. Egberungbe that I've done wrong somewhere else. Is this same Honorable Mr. Egberungbe that said that I should take it easy, that you have to learn where I am, that you have to learn, that it's not by rushing? I said, no problem, sir. When we came into the house, I remember vividly in my first encounterment in the House of Assembly, I granted an interview. Which that interview led me to trouble then. I was just running elter-skelter again. It was this same Honorable Mr. Egberungbe that brought me out of it. Honorable sir, I want to thank you so much, wherever you may be. I will say it plain black, that you gave me life in this House of Assembly. Because there was a time I was nowhere to be found. You keep taking me everywhere, and you make sure you took me to the right place. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also want to thank you very much. After which I've done a lot of wrong when I came in. You still forgive me. And I remember the time I was running elter-skelter, I got a note from somebody, which I gave you the note, and he said, no problem. Ever since then, I have been your son. Today, I am your son. I remember when I had issue in my local government, you stood on your feet. You went there with me, you resolved the issue. And since then, they have been calling me Omo Speaker, to the extent nobody can joke with me in my local government today. I thank you for that, sir. Well, our senator, sir, though I have not had enough opportunity to meet you, for the little time I've been with you, there was no time will come to your office that I won't learn something. Sometimes in the night, I will just look at my time, around 10, 11. I'll say, let me just come to the office. I come to the office, I'll meet you in the office. I'll still come to you. I'll just sit down. Listen to all what you say to people. No doubt about it. At the end of it, I must achieve something. Sir, I thank you so much. I've said it within me that I will still be coming to you in Abuja because I don't want to miss all those tutoring you have been giving to us. Mr. Speaker, I want to use this opportunity to thank the All Progressive Congress, most especially the Ajiromi Security Chapter, for giving me the opportunity to contest the election for the second term. I want to thank them. I also want to thank my uncle, Rabi and Yoruba, who also gave me support. Mr. Speaker, lastly, I want to thank one of our own here, Honorable Miwa Jimo. He is my very good friend, and I stood on my ground that I won't leave his office because all this while he has been tutoring me. Anytime I do anything wrong, though he will abuse me, he will tell me this is how they do it. I want to thank him very, very well. About 3 or 4 days ago, we had issues, and ever since then, I've not had rest of mind because I was thinking, who am I going to meet again? Honorable, I thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, finally, I want to thank my local government again, and I'm looking forward to them if by chance they can give me the opportunity to serve them the 3rd term. Thank you very much.
Honorable Fatai Mojid.
Well, Honorable Lua, you're asking for the 3rd time, but I'm asking for the 4th time. Thank you, Mr. Speakers. First and foremost, I have to thank the Almighty Allah for the opportunity given to us to represent over 25 million Lagosians at this LSHA. I also thank the leaderships in my own local government, the APC leader, starting from Dr. Tola Kasali, Shibo Doyedele, Honorable Tunde Isaac, for their role they play in the local government in just concluded election. Special appreciation also goes to our distinguished senators from the East Senatorial, our father, for the role that he played during the primary election. Then I won the election with the belief that nothing will happen to the results. Unfortunately, we got an information that some leaders in our local government, they are going to Abuja. I decided to board the plane. Getting there, we met them at our leader's house. The Honorable Oshinowo shouted on us, "What are you looking for? What are you finding here? Go back to your hotel." The following day, he called us. If I should allow you to stay, they might collect that ticket from you. Thank you, sir. I remain loyal. There is no 99% reality. Say 100% or 0. Me, Honorable Mojid Fatai, I remain loyal to you, to your cause, anytime, any day. How can we identify a leader? We can identify a leader through the statement and through the commitment to institutional goal. Right, Honorable Speaker Ajayo Basa, you are a leader. During your inaugural speech, you made some statements of promise that have added value to just concluded election, such as the feedback mechanism that you introduced. Initially, most Lagosians, most electorates, they find it very difficult to determine the role of legislators and the role of executive. With that method, we have been able to educate our people they are reason it us. And that was have added value to just concluded election. And this is the second time in the history of the Lagos State to have 40 members from its same political party. I give kudos to you and to the leadership of this house. And then one of the bills that will pass into law that gladdened my heart is land grabber, especially some of us from the rural area. The issue of Ajagbale has become a topic of the day. With the passage of this thing, the community can sleep with their two eyes closed. Another one that also gladdened my heart, that added value to the security apparatus in the state, it has to do with neighborhood watch. They provide timely information to the security operators. With this, the levels of the security in Lagos State have improved. Mr. Speaker, you are the leader. So my dear friend and my close friend that we started together in 2011, he happened to be my close friend. Initially, when we were together, we almost served in the same committee in 7th Assembly. Honorable Kasim Demola Alimi. He don't need anything from us. He don't need any positions. He don't need any money from us. The only thing that he needs from us is the prayer. We should continue to remind him anytime, any day that we the Muslims that are observing our prayer, that may Almighty Allah overlook his shortcoming and grant him a journey of down. Mr. Speaker, sir. So one of my best friends, although just of recent we had an issue, happened to be a comrade from Apapa local government, Honorable Muyiwa. I thank Honorable Obudimu for timely interventions in that crisis. For those that have offended in one way or the other, please kindly have a place in your heart and forgive me. For those that you serve the committee together, maybe one way or the other, you believe that the chairman of committee on transport have changed you, please just have a place in your heart and forgive me. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Miranda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good evening, everyone. Well, first and foremost, I would like to thank God Almighty for making this day and for making the journey smooth so far. Secondly, I also thank my family for their love, their support, and most especially Mr. Miranda for his support morally, financially, and his encouragement when the ships are down. Thirdly, the party, APC, for giving me this platform to contest and the good people of Apapa to represent them. I say thank you. The leadership of the House, I also say thank you to you, starting from our distinguished Senator-elect Bayo Oshinowo. I'll say thank you to you. Though when I first came in, it actually took me time to understand the kind of person you are, because times with that number when issue arises and the way you respond, the way you talk, I just look at myself that without even starting at all. But from that, I have been able to learn, and you've made me come out of my shell. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you again, because you also taught me. I might have learned through another way, but at least you taught me that this life, one needs to have a very tough skin, because I discovered that this 8th assembly, I've discovered that we have 40 different shades of color here, different people, different backgrounds. So I've been able to pick one or two things. Likewise, Mr. Clark, thank you so much for your support. Just like Honorable Mohammed said, most of the time when I come to you, you go Eloboga discourse. And instead of me personally to go and bug at this course, I would rather go to Honorable Muiwa for his advice and way to go about it. Then he would encourage me, law bá wọn discuss. And when I go back to him to give him feedback, alpha, ṣó ti sọ, mo ti sọ. But I won't be able to explain to him that half of our discussion you were just changing the TV station and looking at different channels. But I just express myself and I move on. To the Deputy Speaker, thank you so much.
Did you confess that at the end of the day you got most of the things?
Well, most of the time.
No problem.
Thank you, sir. To the DS, I say thank you so much. I tell people that ask or people that care to listen that before I even dreamt of coming to the house, you've been supportive. You, myself and my cousin, Donyo Jora, those days when you were the council chairman, okay, LSHA Christmas hamper, 100 wa, LSHA. So the relationship has been on before the 8th House of Assembly. I say thank you so much. I also want to thank Honorable Abiru. He might not know this, but I've learned something also from him. The very first ad hoc committee that I actually worked with him on, I love his way of submission, his presentation. The committee happens to be with the local government then. And we'll start by saying all the English and saying, well, this is a special committee that the leadership of the house has put together. It will use the lower tone, then later it will high it up. And before you know it, all the council chairmen will start confessing and shaking. And from that moment, I picked that, okay, this is going to definitely be my own way of submission too. Thank you so much for putting me through. Honorable Gundimu, I don't know if you remember this, you've always been supportive. When I came on board and I started hearing accounting words like IFSA, Akura, I was like, Akura Timomo, Moto Lunjebe. But I'll pack my things and go to his office. Egbomi, understand the late, you would explain and put me through times with that number. And the day I know that, yeah, I think I have also achieved something was the day the PS of one of the PS in the staff actually asked me that, Honorable, say accounting a background in because I think we'll kini times with that number, kato de waju but better she one paint 10 paint no ya walenu. I thank you, Honorable Gundimu, for putting me through, for teaching me. I say thank you. Honorable Gumbi, I did thank you too, because I've had 1 or 2 experiences with you. I remember our trip to Owerri, when we went to Imo State for a legislative issue, and you were actually standing in for Mr. Speaker, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the whole scenario, you just told me you were sitting somewhere else, and I just saw a message, you will be speaking for the house. I was shocked. I wasn't prepared, but at least you gave me that ground, and I thank God for today that also motivated me and give me that confidence to speak in public. Thank you so much, sir. Well, Honorable Fafumi, thank you so much, because you are the next person here to me. Most of the time when I have issues on some certain things, I ask you while in the chamber here that kilele, and you put me through. I say thank you so much. Well, I also want to thank Mr. Speaker again, because in a short while I've been able to manage 2 different committees differently, WAPA and ESTAF, and I've been able to gather experience from the 2 ministries. I say thank you once again. From that vein, I'll appreciate the Secretariat, starting from Mrs. Lawal in WAPA, Mr. Togbubo, and everybody. The Town Hall Meeting Committee, I say thank you so much for your support, because when we first started the Town Hall, nobody actually wanted to come to Apapa because of the traffic. But you accommodated the situation in Apapa, you were available, and ever since you've been going with me to Apapa on the yearly Town Hall. I say thank you so much. To our distinguished senator-elect again once more, I say thank you. It's actually after series of discussion, I now discover and I pick from some of your words of advice, jokingly or unjokingly. You go ṣé wọ́n ṣe example tó débi ni èèyàn ò bá ní phd jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ tó bá débi báyìí ó máa lẹ́nu ní politics yàtọ̀ sí degree class, and I've been able to learn from that. Thank you so much. And lastly, I remember the meeting we had with our national leader, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that day we're all seated and you started different submissions, and you gave me a name that day, and it took me weeks before I could get over that, because in fact when I was talking to Honorable Mohammed, he himself actually gave himself another name, that okay, if you happen to be the crocodile and Sholaja is the snake, then I will be the bat. So each time he walks into the chamber, he will go the bat, the snake, and the crocodile, and we all joke and laugh over that. Thank you so much for your support. Once again, I say thank you. For those going, I pray you find favor wherever you go. And for those of us that will continue here at the Ninth Assembly, I also say God will direct our path. Thank you so much, sir.
Honorable Fabankiwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, to me, I want to start by appreciating Mr. Speaker for his leadership policies in the last 4 years. Two, I also want to appreciate Senator Oshinowo for also his leadership qualities in the last 4 years. And above all, I also want to appreciate Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who actually stood all through with my humble self and Honorable Akimbelo in the 8 months of so traumatic experience in the course of politicking. I'll really come back to that. But then, I also want to appreciate Honorable Yishao, who I see as somebody that can be trusted, who stood by us in those difficult periods when the issue of the primaries of our great party, the APC, was on. Now, I want to extend similar greetings to Mrs. Oshinowo, Honorable Mrs. Oshinowo, because most times when this talk was going on, we do have calls to go to her, and she's always so highly receptive. I thank you. Now, I want to be very brief as much as I can without leaving any stone unturned. I also want to appreciate Honorable Ogudimu, Chairman's Committee Finance, because as a member of the Finance Committee, I have gone through lots of tutorials under his leadership. Mr. Speaker, sir, I really don't want to go into that, but I just want to state this very clear. When my colleagues, 5 colleagues, when they are telling their stories, I'm kind of a bit envious, because we came on board together and we've been able to have a return to this great House of Assembly. So we will be living in a very controversial manner, which I strongly believe that will be corrected as soon as possible with the help of Almighty Allah. I strongly don't believe your humble self, with Senator-elect Senator Oshinowo and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I will go to split. I will completely go to split if I'm giving the promissory note with those distinguished personalities on our return ticket. I don't need to doubt those promises so given. I think it's on account of that. I want to take that promissory note as being very, very valid. I want to believe that the leadership of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu should not be questioned in Lagos State. should never be questioned in Lagos State. And I want to appreciate him because he stood by us. If a man of his integrity could work out substitution and some political hoodlums so decided to do the other way, then it calls for question. Now, if my distinguished senator is leading me to the bush, he's leading me to the bush, and I strongly believe that this is the bush, I will follow him. If your humble self is going that way, I will follow it because I strongly believe that if we both miss ourselves there, I will never end there. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, those are my words. Aside from the fact that I appreciate you for being who you are and for having stood by me in those traumatic periods, I strongly believe that God will take absolute control and I will not lose out as so promised. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Honorable Laiwala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and my distinguished colleagues. Today, June 6, 2019, makes it 1,458 days that this August House of Assembly was inaugurated. We thank Almighty Allah that we had 43 bills and we have over 200 resolutions. And I want to use this opportunity to salute our leaders, starting from Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the party chairman and the executive at the state level, as well as the member of Governor Advisory Council, and I thank the leadership in my constituency, which is Muchi Constituency 2, for giving me this ample opportunity to represent them once again. Mr. Speaker, I need to let you know that Shakespeare says that some leaders are born great, some achieve greatness, while some have greatness entrusted to them. Mr. Speaker, sir, permit me to say that greatness is entrusted to you, sir, and you have judicially used this to move this great House of Assembly forward. Mr. Speaker, I can boldly say that you have made us to be together, that you have really united us, that you have brought unity to this 8th Assembly. You made us to be progressive, and we are happy for this. I thank you, sir, for giving me the hope when I was hopeless. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for guiding me when I was misguided. I thank you, sir, Mr. Speaker, for showing me the way when I was lost. And I call thank you, Mr. Speaker, for believing in me when some rumor mongers said I and some honorable members are planning coup to impeach you in the Holy Land. And they failed to understand that we have three things that binded us together. Apart from coming from Mushin, apart from coming from Abeokuta, what united us most is that Islam that we practice together. And I will continue to tell you that I'm loyal to you, sir, and I remain loyal to you, and I'll continue to be loyal to you, Mr. Speaker. I salute you, my leader, Honorable-elect, Senator-elect, Senator Zikirulai Adebayo Shinowo. You are a stabilizer. You are the father of the house. You are the barometer that navigates the political bearings of the house. I salute you, and I say, Warafano Makano Aleya. Honorable Adefumilayo Tejosho, permit me to say that you are the architect of my coming here. In 2003, when I made a move to come to this house, our leaders in our constituency said, it's not yet my turn. You said, you said, I should go and sit down. I should wait for my turn. 2007, I tried again. I couldn't make it. You said, I should wait for my turn. When I was celebrating my 40th birthday in 2014, Honorable Funlayo said, now you can go to the assembly. It's now your turn. And alhamdulillah, I came here through your own effort. I thank God for this. Permit me to say that Honorable Funmilayo Tejoso combines brain with beauty. He's very brilliant, and he's very outspoken, and he's very elegant. I pray that I wish you success in your future endeavors. Honorable Lanre Ogunyemi, we have known ourselves for quite a long time. As AD Secretary, we worked together for the success of our party. And when we were with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you as the special advisor to the then Deputy Governor, and myself as special assistant to Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu on transportation, we worked tirelessly to move Lagos State forward. I thank you. And when I came in, I would say that I drank from the fountain of your knowledge. I will miss your guidance, Honorable Lanre Ogunyemi. Honorable Dipo Olorunrinu, my neighbor, thank God that the advice that I gave to you came into fruition. Almighty Allah wants it to happen when it happens. So I thank you, and you are welcome to our fold. The same thing, I send my greeting to Honorable Oladele Adekonye, my brother, Honorable Mrs. Odunton, Honorable Famakinwa, Honorable Sakafa Funmi, Honorable Lulade, Honorable Sholagiwa, and others who are leaving us.
We thank all of us.
We thank. And I thank the management team, ably led by our amiable Egbon that I've known for years and has really been guiding me. I will never disappoint you. You know where we started from, and I'm happy to tell this out that he has been guiding me, and he has been guiding me well. I thank you. Then, late Kasim Ademola Alimi, may Almighty Allah grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. So my darling wife, who has been with me for close to 25 years, through thick and thin, I say I appreciate her effort. I appreciate her tenacity. I appreciate her support. And to my children too, I greet all of them. So those of us that Almighty Allah has destined to move to the 9th Assembly, it's not by our making. I say congratulations to all of us. And I pray that we will start well and will end well. To those honorable members coming in, I congratulate you too. And jokingly, I want you to know that as we used to say in our secondary school days, that 365 days is not a joke. So you are welcome into our midst. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Honorable Dipo.
The Ancient of Days, the Lily of the Valley, the Rose of Sharon, the I Am that I Am, the Unchangeable Changer, the Prince of Peace, the Lord of Lords, the Owner of the world, the only honorable God that has given people like me the opportunity to be called honorable. Mr. Speaker, I gladly want to toe the line of most of my colleagues by celebrating this day, a day the Lord has made, and we all shall rejoice and be glad in it. Sincerely, I must appreciate my family for giving me the opportunity to come out, first of all, because I never envisaged I was going to even be a honorable member. I came out as a businessman, because if I was going to go for winning election, I would have gone into a winning path. But the Lord God Almighty said it was time, and the Lord God Almighty gave me the opportunity from the People's Democratic Party, in which I equally celebrate. I want to use this